Hi, I'm Jana. I live in Texas. I wanted to do a video about our experience at Waterfall Villas. We had high expectations. I had emailed back and forth with the owner, Fatea. The emails were great. She was very sweet in the emails. No problems at all. We thought we were signing up for a raw food retreat, but when we got there, it wasn't raw food. We were fed like oatmeal, pancakes. Every meal had gluten, first of all, and we wanted to be gluten-free. But I didn't say anything because they were super sweet when we got there. The owner's husband is the one we dealt with, and I just didn't want to, since we were going to be there for 22 days, I didn't want to ruffle any feathers and make anybody mad, so we didn't say anything about, hey, I thought this was supposed to be raw food and juicing for 3 days. But needless to say, as the trip went on, we started noticing bugs. Well, we had bugs the first night, but it was minimal. You know, 1 or 2 roaches, a few ants, but it was like, okay, no big deal. We'll just kill them, whatever. And then on the 5th day, we went back to our room, and after dinner, so it was late in the evening, about, 6:30, 7 o'clock, and I'm not kidding you, it was infested. It was completely infested with a swarm of termites. I mean, everywhere, a swarm of ants. And I mean, they were huge ants. So Costa Rica must have some Mac Daddy ants there, unlike what Texas has ever seen. They were huge, and I'm not exaggerating. They were huge. And there were still a few roaches, but just the swarm, there was thousands and thousands. And my husband, I was like, oh my gosh, go down there and get, the owner right now. Go get him. So he went down and got the owner. And he came up and he saw it. He wasn't alarmed by it at all. He immediately just started scooping them up in his hand. I guess he didn't want to kill them, whatever. And so he started scooping all these things up in his hand. And then there was an adjoining room. And he said, okay, I just want y'all to stay in this adjoining room. Basically leave all these insects here and just go into the adjoining room. So we went in the adjoining room. My husband and I decided we still wanted to clean up all the insects. So my son went in the next room, turned on the hot tub, the jacuzzi hot tub. Next thing you know, the ants started coming out of this jacuzzi hot tub. And once again, they're huge ants. They're not the little bitty piss ants, I call them here in Texas. They were massive ants. They look like queen ants with wings, huge ants. So then he starts going, oh my God, they're coming in here, they're coming in here. And so they started coming up in the tub there. They started showing up in that room. So finally we stayed up for hours. We were up, golly, all hours of the night, maybe 1 or 2 in the morning. We got barely any sleep. The ants were in our clothes, our suitcases. They were on the ceiling. They were in the air conditioner. There's a little air conditioner on the wall. They were coming out of that. I mean, they were all in the bed, all in the netting that surrounds the bed. I mean, they were everywhere. So needless to say, it was a horrible night. Most horrible night ever. I mean, I was afraid. My son was afraid. We were all afraid that they're going to crawl in our ears. Are they going to crawl in our nose? I mean, what's going to happen with all these insects? But during this time while we're trying to clean up, I forgot to mention, we kept calling Fatea, the lady owner, and we're like, look, we need some help. There's thousands of them. And they don't live on site. And she's like, well, what do you want me to do about it? I mean, she was basically, all of a sudden, this nice lady that I thought was nice through emails turned into this horrible, horrible person. I mean, she was just being real snappy, like y'all need to deal with it. It was horrible. We got no help. I told her we need help. So she sent up a security guard who did not speak any English whatsoever, and he handed us a broom and then left. And so when I called her back, I go, all he did was hand us a broom, and she's like, and what do you want me to do about it? So the way she treated us was absolutely horrific. It was horrible. We paid, $9,000 plus airfare and everything else. I mean, this trip was probably a $15,000 trip, and that's how we're going to be treated. And so the next morning, we met with her at breakfast, and we're like, we want to leave. There's still insects there. There's still, after we killed probably 90% of them, they were still coming in. And she said, her exact words were, you need to become one with the insects. Not making this shit up. She said you need to become one with the insects. I don't know who says that kind of crap, but that's not the way you treat people that spend over $9,000 to come to your facility. And so we told her, you know, we're leaving. We can't stay in that room. There's insects coming in. We kill them. They keep coming in. They keep coming in. So somewhere there's a hole in the wall. There's something, but they keep coming in. And if you're just going to give us the adjoining room, then we're going to have the same issue. And so she's like, well, that's your choice. You know, first of all, I don't give a refund. And I go, but this isn't our fault. We are having to leave because our room was infested with insects. Not just a few insects, infested, thousands of them. And she had no compassion whatsoever. This lady turned into the most evil person I've ever seen in my life. And she was just like, sorry, no refund. You knew that when you signed up. Well, I also didn't know I was going to get infested with bugs. If I wanted to become one with the insects, I would have got a sleeping bag and slept in the rainforest directly. That would have saved a shit ton of money that way. So anyway, needless to say, she refused to give us our money back. I had prepaid for some massages, which they don't offer massages there. They just have a lady come to the facility and give massages. So I think that was like $1,200 or something like that I prepaid for massages, and she gave that back. Well, that money didn't belong to her, first of all. So at least I got that back. I guess I'm lucky I bitched hard enough where I got at least that back. But the room, the board, the food, everything that we paid for, nothing. She would give us not a dime, not one single dime back. So I just felt like I needed to get the word out that she's a con artist, that they're going to promise you this healthy food. They're going to promise you organic food, all this stuff, and it's not. They're going to feed you a bunch of crap, oatmeal, pancakes, pasta at every single meal. So get ready to eat terrible. So if you're going there to get healthy like me and my family did, you're going to be fed a crap ton of junk food is what you're going to be fed. If you have any issues whatsoever, you'll see things turn bad very quickly. If you go there and you keep your mouth shut, don't say anything about the food, don't say anything about anything, don't say anything about all the insects that you're going to have, keep your mouth shut and you'll have a fine time. Because then things won't turn bad. But the minute you have an issue, they will turn on you in a heartbeat, and you will be so humiliated and felt treated so bad that you will want to leave, and you will never see a dime of your money. So I felt the need to make sure and tell y'all this, because she's a horrible person, and her husband is just as much to blame. When I was having a meeting with her, he didn't have the balls to sit around and discuss it with us. He got in his truck and left and made her do all the dirty work. But she's just not a nice person. She's a god-awful, mean-spirited person. And all I can say is that's not how you run a business. And one day it will catch up with her. Honest to God, one day it will catch up with her. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm being completely honest. I tried to post my honest review on TripAdvisor, and they wouldn't even post it. So I don't know, since she's advertising with them, if a review's really, really bad, they won't post it, but they will not post my review. So be leery on what you read on TripAdvisor too, by the way. So call me. I'm open. Before you go, I'm serious. Call me. I've got, you know, some recorded phone calls between me and her and how she was treating us. I can let you listen to. I've got emails. I've got things that she had posted on TripAdvisor. I mean, it's horrific. I can show you this True Ladies colors. No problem whatsoever. Just contact me and I'll be happy to do that. My number is 325-212-8591. Thanks, guys.